How often should you change your workouts? Can you do the same workouts forever? I know no one likes to hear, it depends. However, it truly depends on your goals. Any workout is better than not doing anything. With that said, doing just any workout may not get you the results you want. So it really does depend on the specific program, your personal goals, along with your strength training experience and personal preferences. Let's assume that your goal is to build muscle so you can stay active and independent well into your 80s and 90s. First, you need to follow a program that is geared for building muscle. If you're following a solid program designed to build muscle and you're seeing results, you could continue with that program for several weeks or months. For beginners, this could be anywhere between 8 weeks and 16 weeks, possibly even longer. For intermediate to advanced strength trainers, you may find better results when you change more often. I personally like to change my workout program every 8 weeks. Now let's back up for a second. How do you know if you're following a workout program that is right for you? Here's the thing to keep in mind. Nearly any strength training program will get results for some people. That doesn't mean it is the right one for you. And if it doesn't get you the results you want, it doesn't mean it's necessarily a bad program. It just might not be the one for you. You may have to experiment, but I have 7 questions you can ask yourself to determine if you found the best program for you at this particular moment in your journey. As you gain more experience and get stronger, you will likely need to change your programs more often. So the first question to ask is, does the program fit with your experience level? If you are relatively new to strength training and you start with an advanced program, it's most likely not going to be a good fit. The exercises may be too complex or require a strength that you have not acquired yet. An advanced program will likely assume that you already know the basics, like maintaining a strong core throughout the exercise. The second question is, do the individual exercises feel good on your body? Not all exercises are going to feel good for everyone. The barbell squat is an excellent exercise. However, it might not be right for you, or at least not in this phase of your journey. There are many squat variations that are better for beginners. Or perhaps you have an injury that prevents you from having the range of motion that is needed. These don't make the barbell squat a bad exercise. It just might not be the right one for you. The third question you might ask yourself is, does the workout fit within the time constraints you have within the week? In other words, how many days per week are expected within the program, and how long are the workouts? Well, it is possible to adjust a 5-day per week program to work for someone who only has 3 days available to train. It is better to match the program with the number of days you want to train. If you can only dedicate 20 minutes per day to work out, then you should find a program that is at least close to 20 minutes. The fourth question, do you have access to a trainer that can answer questions or tweak exercises that don't work for you? This can actually be the difference between getting the results you want and not getting them. Especially if you're a beginner. Having access to someone to ask questions about your personal journey is critical. Small tweaks in the program can make a huge difference, and a trainer can help you make those tweaks. And the fifth question, do you know how to safely perform each exercise? YouTube is full of demo videos. If your workout program does not offer demo videos, be sure to find guidance from a trainer or a video on YouTube. Question number 6, does the program work all muscle groups? Even if you're only able to commit to 2 days per week, it is essential that you don't neglect any major muscle groups. The program should include exercises for chest, back, shoulders, biceps, triceps, quads, hamstrings, glutes, and possibly abs. Some exercises target multiple muscle groups, so you don't necessarily need one exercise for every muscle group. A well-written program will include at least some compound exercises that target more than one muscle group. Question 7. Are you starting to see results? If you are following the program consistently and applying a progressive overload, you should see results. Remember, results take time. So just because you don't see results in the first 2 weeks does not mean the program isn't working. Also consider results like your clothing fitting better, you're sleeping better, sugar cravings are less, you're lifting heavier weights or able to do more reps. These are all great signs that you are getting results, even if you don't see them in the mirror yet. These are just a handful of things to consider when selecting or deciding whether to continue with a strength training program. If you can answer yes to these questions, then you could continue doing your current workout for a long time, perhaps forever, assuming you are using progressive overload. If you stop using progressive overload, you will likely stop seeing results. Once you stop seeing results, it's definitely an indicator that you might be ready for a change. In a nutshell, progressive overload just means continuing to make the exercise more challenging by using heavier weights, shortening the rest time, doing more reps or sets, or doing a more complex version of the exercise. For a deeper dive into progressive overload, be sure to check out my video on progressive overload. I'll put a link in the description below this video. So when should you change your workouts? There are 4 main reasons you should consider changing your workout. First, boredom. You may simply get tired of doing the exact same workouts week after week. You don't have to change the entire workout either. You can just swap a few exercises for it to feel like a new program. Flip the days of the week that you do the workouts. For me, I like to change my workouts every 8 weeks or so. I don't change every exercise either. There are several primary exercises that I include on almost every program. I just may have a variation of the exercise, which makes it feel new and keeps the workouts challenging and fun. The next reason may be perhaps you've realized that 5 days per week is just too much to fit into your busy schedule, and you need a 3-day per week program for a while at least. As I mentioned earlier, you can adjust a 5-day per week program. However, it is better and easier to find a program that was meant to be done 3 days per week. The third reason you may want to switch your workouts is after doing the program for a few weeks, you just simply don't like a lot of the exercises. If you don't like them, you won't do them. You gave it your best shot and realized this one is just not for you. If there are just a few exercises that you don't like, you could swap them for other exercises as long as you understand the options that will work the same muscles. For example, just because you don't like a push-up doesn't mean you could swap it for a bicep curl. You'd want to swap the push-up for another chest exercise. Now, if you're not getting results, that's another reason to consider changing your program. But here's a few things to consider. First, are you sure you're not getting results? Are you using progressive overload? Are you tracking the weights and reps you're doing? Are you only looking in the mirror for results? Or are you tracking progress in your workouts? My favorite way to know if I'm making progress is by tracking my workouts. I track the exercise, the weight I used, the number of reps and sets completed. If I can lift a heavier weight or do 1 more rep, I know I'm making progress. If I can do a harder version of the exercise, then I also know I'm making progress. From my experience, it is likely that you will get stronger before you see changes in the mirror. The changes in the mirror are subtle, and often difficult for us to notice since we see ourselves every day. Before you even have some strength gains, you may start noticing that your clothes fit better, you're sleeping better, you have more energy, or you're in a better mood. These are huge wins, so don't ignore them. Once you are satisfied with the program you're doing, the next question is likely, do you continue with it forever? And if not, when is it time to change? Let's say you have a great workout routine and you've decided you are ready to make a change. How much should you change? Changing a successful routine is a personal decision. Consider making small tweaks in the beginning. Here are some ways you can make some minor changes and still feel remotivated to keep going. Number 1, swap out an exercise for a similar one. For example, if you've been doing the dumbbell chest press, consider swapping it out for an incline dumbbell chest press or maybe a barbell flat chest press. Number 2, if you've been doing sets of 10 to 12, try using a little heavier weight and going for sets of 6 to 8. You could keep the exercises the same, but change the order of them. Similarly, you could swap days. So if you do chest exercise on Monday and back on Tuesday, you could swap them. Do back on Monday and chest on Tuesday. Just that small change could make a difference. I hope you found these tips helpful. If you did, please give the video a like, share it with a friend, and leave me a comment. And if you haven't already, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you can continue building muscle and creating a body you love. I'll see you in the next video.